Welcome back to the Cold Start Corner. I'm Eric Matei, and in this episode, we are pulling together everything we've been exploring here recently to establish your financial forecast and feasibility analysis. Now, as you will recall, this analysis answers all the practice finance questions both you and your bank have. And your financial forecast and feasibility analysis, together with your strategic business plan, establish a good, solid foundation for your practice as you enter the development phase. Oh, also, if you can hand over this financial forecast and feasibility analysis to your banker and their underwriters, they are going to love you and approve you for everything you're looking for. Because again, banks really like this stuff. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So in determining exactly what the viability for your venture is, that financial feasibility, it's going to start with calculating your profit and loss. Now, profit and loss, if you're just kind of thinking through what we've done thus far, you come to realize we have already created the models around which to establish your 3-year profit and loss projection. You'll recall those two key variables are going to be the revenue modeling that we explored in a past episode, as well as the expense modeling that we've explored. So your revenue model, as you recall, is going to be hugely based on your scope of care, doctor coverage, patient conversion. So you're going to want to establish that revenue model at your 1, 2, and 3 year benchmarks. Right next to revenue then is going to be the expense modeling, which, as you will recall, the expense modeling, we go ahead and categorize expenses across those 7 primary expense categories, and we want to be sure that you adjust your expense ratios as your practice scales with time. So how do we establish our profit and loss? Simple. Take those revenue projections that you've already made, less the expense projections you've already made, and voila, you've got that forecast for your profit at, again, the 1, 2, and 3 year mark. Hey, by the way, if you needed some support in exploring each of these, if you go to the Cold Start Corner at Akrinos.com, the revenue modeling simulator and expense modeling simulators are up and live for you to utilize. Okay, so with this profit and loss question answered, the other big variable here in determining financial viability for your practice is all about your debt and the debt service requirements. Now, this is something new, and mind you, we do have a simulator live in the Cold Start Corner at Akrinos.com that is really going to help you understand a bit more about these financing terms and exactly what your debt service requirement will be. But for illustration purposes, think of your debt service requirement as being composed of 3 primary components. So the first of these is going to be your project cost. Now, you'll recall in a past episode, we explored this in great detail in calculating your total capital investment, additionally, any other transaction costs and additional working capital. So think of this as being exactly, hey, how much money are we going to the bank for? Or if you're purchasing a practice and doing an owner financing arrangement, exactly how much are we going to be securing in the loan? So next to project costs, the next key piece to understand in calculating your debt service requirements has to do with the deal structure elements, right? So if the project cost gave us this number of what we're needing, deal structure elements now look at the variables that will play into these financing terms. And the 2 key pieces here is going to be the interest rate and the terms of the loan in years. Again, you'll be able to explore this a bit more at the debt service simulator in the Cold Start Corner at Akrinos.com. And the third piece here is going to be financial requirements. And when we're talking about financial requirements here, think of this as being your return on your down payment. So if you are in a position to make a down payment towards your cold start or your purchase, what type of return on that investment would you seek? And additionally here, with regard to financial requirements or any other capital expenditures on the horizon. So when we put these 3 together, again, the total project cost, apply the deal structure elements to it, again, years and terms, interest rate of the loan, and that third piece, the financial requirements, we put all that together and we are positioned to then calculate what those debt service requirements are. So if we're looking at the profit and loss, and we've understood what that is going to be at, again, the 1, 2, and 3 year anniversaries of your practice. And then we're looking at these debt service terms and understanding exactly what we will be owing the financing partner, whether it's a bank or an owner-financed venture. You'll see that we put all those together ultimately to determine your financial viability. And I tell you, this is super exciting. When you see these numbers really come together, it's really empowering and motivating to see exactly what can be on the horizon with your practice, based again on your practice vision and your scope of care and these goals you've set for yourself through your revenue modeling and what have you. So when you put all this together, you now have determined your financial viability. So if you want to learn more about this, please do leave a comment or send us a direct message through Akrinos.com. Leave a comment in the socials. Certainly follow us on the socials. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Visit the Cold Start Corner at Akrinos.com, as we've got a heck of a lot more information on this front. And particularly, I think you'll really get a kick out of playing with the debt service requirement simulator that has now been added to the Cold Start Corner. So on behalf of our entire team at the Cold Start Corner, Eric Matei signing off, wishing you an awesome week. And stay tuned, because in the next episodes, we're going to get into developing and composing your strategic business plan. Have a great week.